Michael Nagy here with Jiggy Jag TV and DiscoveringBands.com. And for everyone watching, if you share this video on my channel and help support the awesome bands I feature. And today I'm here with Bad Whoremoans. How you doing today?
What's up, man? Good to be here.
It's great to have you. And your band name is awesome. And there must be a story behind how you came up with that. So you want to tell us about that?
Yeah. Basically, the band used to be Pumpkin Patch, and it was impossible to find our gigs because find a real Pumpkin Patch with like a country band playing somewhere, you know. So I wanted it to be something that I felt like would be like an iconic name that, and I also wanted to make up my own word or use a word that's like rarely used so that when people, or when I Google it, like an egomaniac, I can actually find it and it's, you know, it's somewhat of like a good reference point for me to know, okay, you know, this is how far out on the internet we are. And so I just came up with it, and I always, it's kind of like a love-hate thing with it because I feel like it alienates a lot of people. Like people hear the name of it and think we're gonna be like, I don't know, some kind of like misogynist, like not hate group band, but you know, like anti-women or whatever. And like, it's really, it couldn't be more further from, you know, the truth. Like I feel like people, when they hear the music, all of a sudden are like, oh, this is what they sound like, this is fun. And that's what I want it to be, is like a fun thing more than you know, to like offend people. I'm getting like you know, limber like that in my old age. Like I think more about like, should I change it? But everybody not, so I don't.
Yeah, it gets a lot of attention and it gets people interested to know. I want to, know more about this band.
Yeah, I think it's definitely like other people look at it. Sometimes people tell me, they're like, I feel like I heard of you guys before, because it sounds like a band like that you would just know. Like people, that's what people have said to me. Like when we play with you guys, we thought you guys were like a big band. It's like, no, we're just a bunch of jerks in a van coming to play a show. You know, like I don't know. It seems cooler than it is, I guess. So that's we got that going for us.
And how long have you guys been into punk music?
I've been into punk music for, I don't know, man, since I first heard the Ramones. I was born in '85. I probably heard them when I was like 12, 13. I got into like Offspring and that stuff. Really, movie soundtracks were like a big thing to get me into certain, like to get my foot in the door. Like I always remembered hearing Offspring on one of the Batman soundtracks. And like that's kind of what was like, oh, I should really look into this and check this out. And it was back in the day too. When I was a kid, CDs were like $18. So you really had to know, like, oh, okay, I'm really gonna like this when you bought it. And like, I don't know, I got into the Misfits, I got into the Ramones, I got into the Dead Boys, and the rest is like history. The Damned was like a big one, and TSOL. I don't know, it's all the bands like that when I first got into music, that's what I like got into. Green Day a little bit, AFI, that kind of stuff. It's all over the place. I like the old stuff. I like the 90s stuff.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And now I see you recently just played the Smithville Art Walk, and how did it feel to play live again?
Dude, it was unbelievable to play live again. It's like the best feeling in the entire world. Like when everybody's been so pent up. I've been pent up. You've been pent up. And to be able to go outside, it's a beautiful day, and like there's great coffee, great food, great people around, have like an awesome time. It was like the best, man. Like a total stranger came, hugged me, and thanked me for having, for playing the show and doing all this. Like, and as much as I'm like, I don't want to hug a stranger because of COVID, it's like, I love you too, man. You know what I mean? I'm glad to do it. I'm glad that, we could have this, especially after this whole year. It's great. And then we also played again last night at a Claremont Distillery. My friend Johnny Knollwood, shout out to him, is putting on some great shows there. it was the same thing. People are like, it feels like we're getting back to normal again, instead of this just being, pent up, kept in our cages for safety.
Yeah, finally.
Yeah, it's great, man. It's great to be back out and entertaining everybody and making people. Man, I like to make them bang their heads, but I love to make them laugh. So
Yeah, that's important. And you guys have a new album coming out in November, right?
yeah, hopefully we're gonna start recording it actually like this week, or like over the next like 3, 4, 5, 6, I don't know, however many weeks it takes, because I keep writing new songs too. Well, yeah, we have about 13 or 14 new songs picked out. A few of them are from the live album that came out a couple, I guess, a month back. We're gonna record those in the studio, and then it's all mostly new songs that nobody really heard before. So we're excited, man. It should be good. I'm crossing my fingers. I got a good crew of guys. Jeff and Sean and Jordan and Brian are a force to be reckoned with.
And how does the new material compare to your old material?
You're asking the wrong guy. I hate the old material because I've been playing those songs for 15 years. So like a lot of that stuff, like Graveyard Girlfriend, like Zombie Hall, like I'm too old for that now. Like I want to play. Back then it was more about like I'm gonna be creepy, and now it's more about I want to make people laugh and I want people to have a good time and like not feel like weirded out. Like that guy, I don't know about him. I don't stress myself with microphone wires anymore. I will crush a beer can on my head occasionally, but like the new material to me is just fun. It's funny. Or sometimes it's a little bit like mean-spirited. I just like to tell good stories, and I feel like over 15 years, I started telling like okay stories, and I feel like now I tell much better stories or much more interesting stories, or maybe I tell them better. I don't know. I love the new material. I'm so psyched. Delivering the Mail is like my favorite song, and Dead Next Door. I wrote it to make my friends laugh. Like we were talking about it in their apartment, and I thought, I just picked up my acoustic guitar, and I was like, I wonder if my neighbor is dead. And I just kept doing all this dumb stuff, and they were like dying of laughter. They're like, you got to make that into a song. So I went home, and that's what I did, and that's the story, man. I love doing it. I love making people laugh with dark stuff.
Yeah, and if people want to find you online on social media and get your music, how do they do that?
People want to find us online. I set up a link tree. I think best is like Instagram right now. We do have a website, but Instagram or Facebook or whatever, just contact us. I'm gonna put up a link tree and get that out there. Probably I'll just make badhormones.com the link tree, just go all over the place and find us. But if you search for us, Bad Whoremoans, WHOREMOANS, you will find us.
Awesome, man. I want to ask, do you have any more live shows coming up?
Yeah, we're playing in Maryland in, I believe, July. At this theater, I forget. Horror Punk USA, I think, is the company that's like putting it on down there. And then I'm playing again in August at the Claremont Distillery. We'll probably pick up some more shows. If you follow us on social media, you'll find out. We'll post about them and stuff. And we're gonna have some more live videos coming out from the show yesterday. We got soundboard audio and 5 angles video. So there'll be some cool stuff coming out, and I don't know, there will be more.
Awesome. And where would you like to see the future of the band?
I just like playing shows. I never got into this to be like a rock star and be like famous or whatever. That would be cool. Don't get me song, like it would be awesome to have a hit. So, you know, just get that hit money and like not chill out, but do more of what I love to do without having to worry about a career. But I do this because of therapy, man. It's like instead of going to therapy, I pick up a guitar and write a song. I probably write like 3 songs a week. And some of them, you know, like I'll just drop them on Instagram or wherever. Like, you know, sometimes I'll drop a song up there and never play it again. It's just kind of like, whatever. I wrote this thing here. Check it out. If you think it's funny or you dig it, give it a thumbs up. Like, whatever. What other options do you have right now? It's like kind of that's just the way it goes. So I don't know. I just like the vibe of my band. I love that I'm in a band with 4 dudes. There's no drama with anybody. Everybody, you know, we bust each other's balls. I always say, like all the time, constantly. Like I told my guitarist yesterday. He said something at the show, and I told him to shut up or I'm gonna curb stomp him. And then I kicked my bassist in his ass because he hit the wrong note. And then I kicked him again because I thought he hit another wrong note, but he didn't. So there's confusion as to why I'm kicking people. But the fact that they tolerate this abuse, they're just a great crew of guys. We really do. We have a good time. We all bust chops. And that's what I want for my band is just for it to be fun and to, you know, nobody's bitching because, we're going on second instead of third or whatever. You know, we go with the flow. We're a chill group of guys, and that's what I love, and that's what I always want it to be. Is I always just want it to be fun. It doesn't have to be profitable. We don't have to be famous. I just want it to be fun, and I want it to sound good too. Like I take pride in, you know, writing these songs, and these guys perform them very well. So it's like we're just blessed, man. It's a good mix of guys. I'm really happy.
It's great to hear.
Yeah, that's really all I want from my band. It's just to be surrounded by a great crew and having a good time. Whether we're playing to one person or 100 people, it's the same show. You know, I don't ever want to be lazy. We just love what we do, man. It's fun.
Yeah, well, it was good having you and talking with you, and everybody look them up.
Thank you, guys. Rock on.